Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Monday to you all. Happy Monday after this crazy weekend. So guys, I'm going to jump right in. I wanted to talk to you all today. Obviously, you've seen the topic or the title, I should say, in regards to men get hurt as well. Men hurt as well. But also about when God uses you to help heal or help direct a hurt individual. And of course, this can be a topic that go towards men as well as women, but today I'm only going to focus on men, and maybe sometime this week maybe I'll do a topic on women. So for those of you men who are trying to guide, help, and lead and direct a woman who's hurt, lost, or broken, and she's constantly either shutting down on you, rejecting you, going against everything that you're, whatever. There's different reasons for that, but we'll talk about that at another time. Today, I want to talk about when God uses you as a woman to help, to direct a hurting man. All right. Now, for those of you who really know me and you've known me all of your life, you've known I've always been a unique individual. Again, God uses me very differently. And it's funny because I always have people to ask me, well, Kizzy, how do you deal with so much attention from men, right? And they may just see comments on social media. Like, they have no idea the amount of men I meet on a daily basis, gas stations, stoplights, Walmart, whatever. Listen, I could care. It does not bother me. I promise you, I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that I have always, and I mean always, been a female that I'm appreciative, or I'm grateful. I'm thankful for the compliments, but it goes in one ear and go out of the other. Meaning, I don't allow it to get into my mind and blow my head up. And no, you got to be careful about that. Like, nobody cares about the physical. This stuff leaves us. But in saying that, yes, I do encounter a lot of men. However, I'm wise enough to know that most times, if not all, was not all, but a lot of times, the men that I meet, there's always a bigger assignment and a bigger purpose. And because I am so spiritually connected, I can normally tell this very quickly, right? And for those women out here, if you are one of these individuals like myself, where God does use you, and for some reason it seems like men are the majority of your calling, it is extremely important for you to be in touch with the Spirit each and every time, from the first conversation until the last conversation. And the reason why is because Satan, of course, is not happy with that. So the flesh can get involved. In many ways, the flesh can get involved, especially from the individual who you are helping, assisting, leading, healing, giving words of, whatever. The reason why the person may tend to fall for you outside of just, of course, your everyday physical attraction, you got to understand, they're opening up to you. You're seeing inside their soul. Even if they're not expressing to you a lot of the times the hurt and the pain that they're dealing with, because as we know with men, not all, with some men are not expressive, so they hold everything in. So they can be going through a heartbreak, and everyone's like around them, like, hey, are you okay? Oh, I'm good. I'm going to the strip club tonight. Oh, I'm good. I'm going to do this and do that. In reality, it's just a mask. It's a facade, to bury that pain. Because sadly, many men were taught when they were like young boys, men don't cry, men don't show their emotions, which is the most absurd thing I've ever in my life heard. Like, men are human beings. They're human beings. They're not machines. What do you mean men don't cry? Are you kidding me? Well, personally, I love an emotional man, because to me, that tells me that he's in touch with his emotions, which open the doors to many other things. He's in touch with his emotions. So, but either which way. So, there's just this misconception, I think, that only women get hurt and, only women get heartbroken. Listen. So many men out here are walking around with a broken heart, right? Now, again, we know we women, we get our hearts broken like many times. Maybe it's many times because we talk about it, where with them, they kind of just don't talk about it. Or what I have experienced is with a lot of men that I know personally or just in general, when they've been hurt once, like that one time of that person that they really did love, when they've been hurt once, oh my God, it's almost like, listen, I'll date again or I'll marry again in the next lifetime. Where women, we cry, we get over it, we heal, and then eventually we move on. Sometimes we may take that toxic stuff into the next relationship. If we haven't took time to cleanse ourselves and heal, we will take that baggage to the next relationship if we have not, isolated ourselves. But sometimes with men, they just shut it all down. And it takes a certain kind of woman to be able to tap into that shut down place. It takes a certain kind of woman to be able to tap into knowing that I see the hurt, I feel the hurt, regardless of what you're telling me that you're fine, or that you're going to the strip club, or that you're going to get 50,000 women a night and screw this weekend, and you're going to listen, I see through all that. Like, if you want to go screw 50 women, then by all means, go do what you do. But I guarantee you, the minute you get back home, that heartbreak, that hurt, and that pain will be sitting right there waiting on you. So let's go ahead and figure out how we deal with this heartbreak and pain. The first thing is this. You got to stop jumping in and trying to replace the person who've hurt you with the first woman you meet, right? That's a trick of the enemy. So you meet an attractive woman and your heart and your emotions are tied up in just in some old unhealthy situation, okay? The first thing that we as humans would think would make it feel better is if we meet someone else. Well, that's not true. Really what you need to do is this. First and foremost, go to God. First and foremost, go to God, right? And allow God to guide you. And most importantly, confess to God that you are hurt and that you don't know what to do and you need direction. That is when God will start to send people to you, put people into your lives, send different affirmations and confirmations, all that stuff to you, because you've been honest with him now to let him know that this is something that you cannot do on your own. He'll help you, right? So once you go to God, now, again, it's about pulling away from this individual. Even if you have physically, you may have not pulled away from this individual mentally. So now you're all tied up in your mind, emotionally and mentally and all that stuff. Your next step has to be isolation. And isolation means exactly that. And I'm not speaking for all men, but a lot of men that I know, for some reason, it is very difficult for them to be alone. Not all men, of course, but to be alone. It's almost like they have to have that warm body, or they have to have somebody, just to have a body. No, there is nothing like the strength of a man who can stay isolated and do not feel like the flesh overtakes him. Now, of course, that takes a lot of discipline. But that is the most wonderful strength that a man can have, is to be able to conquer his flesh. So that isolation season means you're going to have to be alone. If you're still living with this individual, there is no way in the world you can get over someone and you're still in that same environment. Spirits linger, spirits exist, spirits transfer. Here's why isolation is so important. Let's just say that you went to God and God have, I'm sorry, somebody's right next to me. You distracted me for a minute. Let's just say that God have now started your healing process, right? Again, by sending somebody to you or whatever. However, he might isolate you and send you off to a different country, whatever your isolation thing is, however God talks to you and when he needs to get you in isolation, whatever that thing is, the point of the matter is you will start the healing process. God will start to cleanse your spirit. He will start to, have those spirits leave your body and start to just fill you up with his Holy Spirit and, getting you better and better and stronger and stronger. Now you have control over your flesh. You have control over your mind. Just to go back in the house tonight after work with spirits that he just cleansed you from? No. When you go back into that house, every spirit that was cleansed out of you will re-enter you. And I'm not speaking about spirits from just like this spooky, demonic force, hexes, voodoos, and all that stuff. And trust me, speaking of that, that stuff exists. And a lot of men are walking around out here not even realize that some old crazy chick have went and put some voodoo and curses on him. Went to see a witch doctor on him. Oh, it happens. It happens. But trust me when I tell you, that female will get hers. Because if you're out here playing up with some witchcraft and playing up against everything that God stands for, oh, your hands are dirty. So whatever you put on him, you may be getting some pleasure, I guess. But honey, when God gets his hand on you, your whole life will be turned upside down, honey. I promise you. So as a female, and I don't even want to get into my females, but as my females, if that's something you've ever done, you better run to God and ask him to clear and cleanse your hands, as well as any spells and foolishness that you have attempted to put on a man. And I don't care if it was 20 years ago. It doesn't matter if it was 20 years ago. You better get that blood off of your hands, honey. And no, you can't go back to the same witch doctor to get it off you who put it on you. Take your butt to God. Anyway, sorry, back to my men. So that's why it's important that you should not re-enter that home if you guys have lived together. Now, of course, you're going to have Satan. You're going to have your own little insecurities about it and feel like, oh, well, I don't have a place to go, or I pay rent there every month and that's my stuff and not her stuff. I bought all the furniture in there. I bought the TV last week. Listen, that's petty. When you're fighting for your soul, that material stuff is petty and can be replaced. In fact, when you're starting over, everything should be anew. Why would you want to take furniture and all that stuff and beds and mattresses and curtains and stuff where spirits all linger in that stuff? So you're taking that old and putting it into the new just to start the process all over again. No, leave that stuff. Leave it. Start everything new. If that means you got to sleep in your car tonight because God is cleansing you and don't want you back around this person. And sometimes, people take it as rejection. Let's just say that your heart is still broken and you're trying everything in your power to get this woman back, but she's now dating someone else, or she wants nothing to do with you because you got caught cheating, and whatever the thing is, whatever you did that made her shut you down, right? So if you're in a shutdown mode right now, like you're really going through a heartbreak and your heart is literally breaking as you listen to this recording, and this woman won't even answer your phone or open the door, sometimes that's God. Believe it or not, sometimes God trying to save you. So that rejection, yes, rejection hurts. Because we take it personal versus take it as maybe God is using this person to reject you to save your life. You're trying to fight against what God is doing. You're trying to get back with this person. You're trying to make things work. God trying to save your life. You don't know what this person can bring you. You don't know what this person can do to you while you're sleeping. You don't know what this person can put into your drinks if they're dealing with some nonsense. God is trying to save your life, and you're sitting here fighting against God because you're caught up in the flesh. And do you know, whenever you get that first alert that it's time to go to God and ask God to help, and when God starts to send people to help you, heal you, and lead you to Him, when God cleanses you, do you know the person that God sends to you gonna make you kick your own self in your butt and be like, did I even dealt with this person? Why was I ever even attracted to this person? How did I? Oh, girl, you played your, like, really? And but the new person, now, mind you, you have to go through a season of isolation and healing. So that new person should not be tomorrow. Heal. Focus on your healing. I don't care. 1,000 beautiful women come into your face. Strengthen your flesh. So again, like I said, you have to be in the person right now, speaking about the women. Again, that man, whoever God has asked you to help, there's a good chance, like I said earlier, there's going to be maybe some type of attraction, because that's Satan trying to, for one, take his mind off of what God needs to do to heal him, right? And then also Satan's just not pleased with the whole fact that you are attempting to help lead someone to healing. But because you are the one in the upper hand, right? Because God have chosen you for whatever reason, God have chosen you, it is your responsibility to keep that flesh on both sides intact. That is your responsibility. Because it's very easy for those lines to cross. Because again, as women, we love to help. So like we have nurturing spirits, right? And then again, men aren't good with opening up. But because they feel safe with you, because God sent you, because they're opening up and they're feeling vulnerable, they're feeling loved. Those are feelings that they haven't felt in a long time. So even if, if they feel or think that it's an attraction, it is your duty to make sure those lines don't get crossed. Or you will be responsible for interrupting or aborting the assignment that God has designed for you. And I've done that before, many years ago. And I'm telling you, that is not a good place to be. Because you don't even have the grace to cover you over that relationship. It will be straight turmoil, because the assignment was never the assignment was never for you to date or end up married or whatever the thing is. The assignment was to help this person be lead to God. God use you as a vessel. And once this person is healed, if that is God's will for you and this person to be together, then by all means do it. But when you're going in there too early and you allow your flesh to take over the assignment, you mess up big time. And there's consequences behind that. So make sure you, keep yourself together. And, yeah. Well, either which way, guys, I hope this helps someone. And, it's not always easy, because at the end of the day, we all got our stuff. We're all are going through things. So sometimes you may feel like, I got my own stuff. I don't feel like taking on another assignment. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. Well, it's not about us. It's not about you, boo. It's not about us. We're not here for ourselves. We're here to be used. So again, when God knows he can trust you, that's when he increases your platform. It's about being obedient to those small things. We are all here to help each other. We all are going through something. And if you've been through it, then it is your duty to help someone get through it. The mistake we make is that we want to fix. We want to heal. No, we can't. We have to be a vessel. And then ultimately that person will go to God and God will heal. But we're the vessel to get them there. So I hope this helps someone. And yeah, you guys have a great one. Stay safe out there. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.